Hi guys, so welcome to the video. In this video we are going to see audit, okay? How to prepare, what are the ways you can study audit, and how to recall faster, okay? So this is not a typical video for CA final. This video definitely inter students you can also see this video, and final students you can also see this video. This is only the approach how to prepare audit, okay? So the core role, what you're doing actually, so audit should not become a repeated reading. What we do is for first revision, we are reading the subject, and second, again we are reading. So reading will not help in audit. What you have to do, first we have to understand it, okay? Understand what you are trying to say. Once your understanding is over, what you have to do, next time you have to recall, okay? Instead of reading again, try to recall out of 4 points, okay? So if you're reading 4 points, try to recall, so that in that 4 at least you can recall 2 points or 3 points. Slowly the recalling will help you to recollect all the points, okay? Then once your recalling is over, try to write and finally check what you have done, what you have missed, okay? So this is the core rule. For this rule we are going to see some impact study methods, okay? High impact, okay? This will really help you in your preparation, okay, if you implement this. So you cannot implement everything at a stretch. I want you to implement one by one, such that it will collectively help you in your preparation. So the first one, concept first study, okay? So you have to prepare your concept first. Understand the provision. Don't memorize the provision. First understand what you are trying to say. What is the audit procedure? What is the reporting? What you have to do, okay? While doing this, mark the points which are relevant, which you feel relevant, and strike the points which you feel repeated, okay, or which you feel which is not relevant, okay? You just strike it out. And second one is active recall. Once you have completed your preparation, okay, first study is done, try to recall a topic. Don't just take your book and start reading again, okay? So read a topic, close the book, reproduce the heading or keywords. So the second important thing is keywords, okay, which is a leading point for the next method. So next method is a keyword based method. Whenever you are recalling, okay, you have to first prepare, then you have to recall. When you are recalling, you have to recall the keywords, okay, whichever you have underlined. So every paragraph or every 5 lines, you can identify 4 to 8 words, which is a keyword. With that keyword you should be in a position to build your answer around them, okay? So if you understand the concept properly, definitely you can build your own sentences. Fine. Next one, once you are done with your preparation, recalling and keywords, ready with your keywords, now it is time for you to write and practice, okay? So you can take around 3 to 5 questions per day or 2 to 3 questions per day, up to you, and you can start writing, okay? Whatever the topic you have studied today, choose some 2 to 3 questions, try to write and practice, and you can compare what is missing, what you have to improve, what you have to do, and that will help you to identify what is the content you need to write in the answer. Keywords, whether you have given all the keywords, what is the structure you have to write present the answer, conclusion is proper or not, and what is the time taken at the end of the day. So say for example, for 5 mark question, if you are taking 6 to 7 minutes, that is fine, okay? But if you are taking more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes for 5 mark question, you have to work on it. Next, revision through questions. What we have to do during the second and third revision, you use some question bank. Instead of reading again for the third time or fourth time, I want you to take the question bank, read the question bank, try to write your own answers instead of saying. Check whether you can recall all the important points or keywords. If you are missing anything over there, okay, here you can maintain your error book, which I will talk about this later, okay? So here you can maintain an error book, okay? Here we can pause. Next, Next is a chart and table, where you can use lot of charts and tables, okay, like comparison table. Say for example, comparison between limited assurance and reasonable assurance. Like that, you can make a comparison table, or a difference between SAE 3402 and SA 402. Okay, so this is for final students I'm telling. Okay, you can do charts and tables like that. And audio revision, so audio revision is very effective, because you are going to use your own words, your own way of explaining things, so it will be in memory for a long time. And I would suggest you to record in your mother tongue. Okay, use your mother tongue, such that it will definitely help you in retaining for long period. And some paragraph or some important areas you can do it in English, but mother tongue is more preferable to retain the concepts. Very important point is your daily cumulative revision. Whatever you are doing here, okay, studying, recalling keywords, writing practice, revision, charts, tables, audio revision, everything will result only if, okay, will give a good results only if you are doing a daily cumulative revisions of each and every topic. Okay, and finally you have to write your mock based learning. Okay, that is your mock based test. You have to write your mock exam, ICI based exams. Okay, you have to write it. Don't go for any test series, rather choose the ICI mock exam and write your mock. Both for inter final, I'm just telling you, definitely you have to write one mock for sure. If you have time, give 2 to 3 mocks, which will really help you, especially in audit. At least give 2 to 3 mocks, which will really help you. Okay, this is for your presentation gap, time management gap, concepts. You can identify which concepts you are forgetting, okay, which keyword you are missing, so this will definitely help you. So these are the 9 study methods which you can slowly incorporate when you are studying audit. Okay, apart from this apart from this make revision feel like a challenge. Okay, what you have to do whenever you are revising, okay, revise in such a way. 3 level recall system. What is this 3 level recall system is? After every question, you have to classify the question in 3 levels. That is, one is the green is that you can do this question anytime and every time. Okay, yellow color questions are those questions you understand, but sometimes you are forgetting, you are not that much comfortable. Okay, and red is something you cannot recall, which you are facing which is very difficult for you. Okay, so start the next revision with your red color, then slowly go to yellow color, and finally if you want time, you just spend time on green, or else you can just run through and go. Fine. So this is your 3 level recall system. And whenever you are changing your pens and writing in your books, okay, you are actively preparing. Instead of just keep on reading, you are actively preparing whether this is whether I'm good at this, or whether it requires. So you are analyzing then and there when you are preparing. So this is one such effective way of recalling. Fine. Next is 5 4 3 2 1 audit revision. What is this 5 4 3 2 1? So whenever you are preparing a paragraph or a concept, you can choose 5 keywords. With that 5 keywords, you should be in a position to answer at least 4 points, because in exam the mark which they give is mostly for 5 mark question. Mostly it is a 5 mark question, right? 5 or 4 mark question. So how they are allocating mark is 1.1 mark, like this. Sometimes they are allocating, okay, sometimes like documentation, small area, 2 points, 1 mark will also be allocated. So it depends upon the question actually, but let us assume 1.1 mark. Okay, say for example, for CA final areas, there are some principles in ESG chapter, right? So those areas and all, if you write 5 points, you are going to get 5 marks, right? So those areas you can implement this kind of systems. Okay, so here you're going to remember the 4 points and 3 procedures. So in some cases you have to remember the procedures, so you have to write the 3 procedures. And obviously you will be making some mistakes when you are recalling. Make make note of every mistakes, and finally whatever the conclusion you are going to write. Okay, so you have to be sure about the conclusion, whether say for example in the question they will ask, okay, whether the auditor is correct in this position. You have to be sure about the final conclusion. No, the auditor is not correct, auditor contention is correct, whether you have to be sure about that conclusion. Fine. So this will really help you in structuring your questions, structuring your answers. Okay, whenever you are understanding the question, that time also this will help you, and in answering the question. So if you know the keywords, if you know the procedure and important point, you can definitely pick the question and pick the correct answers, right? Next one is 10-minute audit battle. This is simple. Okay, pick two similar or confusing concepts. As I said, reasonable assurance, limited assurance, emphasis of matter, other matter. Prepare the notes or table. Okay, you just prepare here other matter, either here emphasis of matters. Okay, you can prepare like this. So this will help you. So every day 10 minutes you can concentrate on these confusing areas where you will get more grip. Next, morning recall, night verification. What is this? Morning you are going to recall the chapter whichever you studied the previous day, and the next the in that night, okay, in that night what you are going to do, you are going to review whatever you have recalled or whatever you have written, so that you will understand what you have missed. This test actually test your memory. Okay, this is going to actually test your memory whether you actually remember or not. Okay. Next, audit error book. This is what I said before, okay, which is very very important. Maintain one small notebook where you are going to write all your mistakes whenever you are recollecting, whenever you are writing. Okay, and during your mock test, write all your errors in a book. This error book should be revised at least once in every 5 days or 6 days, where you are going to be sure about that mistakes and you are not going to do these mistakes in your exams. Okay, so before the exams, revise this error book instead of repeatedly revising what you know. Please ignore what you know, what you are sure about. The green areas, you can just make a small note where you can easily revise the green areas and concentrate more on red and yellow areas. Okay, and a simple daily routine what you can do is 10 minutes recollecting what you have done the previous day, and you are going to study. Okay, and you are going to practice. Here you are going to read, recall, write, check, and 3 to 5 questions you are going to write and practice, and end of the session you are going to mark your green, yellow, red areas, and during the night you are going to recall the chapter which you have done, and you are going to update your error book. So this, if you follow, really it will help you for your audit. Okay, and don't ask how many times I read this. Okay, rather than, it is very important to reproduce, actually recall and actually remember what you have read. Okay, so reading is not important, rather reproducing and remembering is important. Okay, so I think this video will definitely help you for all the students who are struggling in audit, because as I spoke with the students, I understood that audit is a difficult subject, many of them facing it very much difficult. Okay, they are facing so much problem while preparing audit. So I want to help the students who are facing difficulty in audit. So I think this video is helpful for you. Definitely share this video with your friends if you find this is useful. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video, guys. Until then, please stay consistent, prepare well, do well. All the best. Bye, guys.